Hey, are you a high achiever who struggles with perfectionism? Do you get stuck in the cycle of overthinking? Do you do everything for everyone else because you think otherwise it won't get done? Do you feel like you should come with a disclaimer? Hi, I'm anxious. Hey, I'm Katy. Full disclosure, I'm not a therapist, doctor, or mental health professional. I'm just a career mama who also struggles with anxiety. For me, anxiety reared its head at the most inconvenient times when I wanted to be present with my family, at those high pressure business meetings, when I was laying in bed awake at night worrying instead of sleeping. I just wanted to relax and be able to have fun, and I know that you do too. What if you found tools to manage your anxiety? What if you knew how to enjoy life even though you are anxious? Look, it's time to put down that third cup of coffee and swap it for some lemon water. We're going to get control over anxiety so it can stop controlling you. Let's go, girl. Dear sweet soul, thank you for joining me today. We are going to continue more on this series regarding boundaries. If you have not listened to the last episode, please pause this one, go back and listen to it because it will set the stage for what we're going to be talking about today. Please know that if you're not a regular here, I keep my episodes short and sweet for a purpose most of the time so that you have time to be able to listen and then do the work yourself and do the practice and integrate what you're learning into your life, because I don't want you to focus on consuming. I want you to focus on really using what it is that I'm teaching you and trying to help you with so that it can help you in your own life. So now, sweet soul, if you've done your homework from last week, we're going to be talking next steps regarding boundaries. So you spent some time, about a week, hopefully, taking note of where you're making decisions in your life, or AKA setting boundaries. And that was all you needed to do. I just wanted you to notice where that was happening. And now I want you to go through that list and I want you to notice what emotions come up for you around this. And I think that emotions can come up in one of two ways, either around the decision itself or how you feel after you have made the decision. And I think it's important to make the distinction for some of the future steps that we're going to be doing around this work around boundaries. So sit down with your list and I want you to notice, how are you feeling in your body and what emotions are coming up around, again, the decisions that were made and how you felt about making them, and then how you felt after making the decision. And let me give you an example here. Let's say that you brought a lunch to work. You planned ahead, you packed a healthy lunch. The boundary you were going to set was having that healthy lunch that you brought to work for your lunch break. But then last minute, a friend pops in and says, "Hey, would you like to go out to lunch? A few of us are going to the Thai place down the street." And that sounds really good to you in the moment. So I want you to think about what emotions came up for you in that moment. Maybe the emotions had to do with fear of missing out, like, oh, there's this group of really fun people going to this place. They're going to spend time together. I'm going to miss out on that. Or maybe the emotions had to do with, oh, Thai sounds so much better than this salad I have in my fridge here. I think maybe I want to do that instead. So think about the emotions that came up around the making of the decisions, and then think about how you felt afterwards. Let's say that you chose in that moment to honor the commitment you had made to yourself in advance, and you stay and you eat your salad at your place of work and you don't go with your friends to the Thai place. I want you to notice how you felt about that afterward. Did that feel good to you? Were you able to feel good about keeping the commitment you made to yourself in advance? Did you feel good about the food that you put into your body? Or maybe you felt sad, like, you know what? I've really been missing out on connection. That was an opportunity to connect that I didn't take. And also, this salad isn't feeling good in my body. It's a really cold day out, and some warm, cozy Thai I think would have felt better for me. I want you to write out as many emotions as you can around the decisions that you made. And if you are somebody who struggles to identify emotions, I think we all are to some extent. Maybe it comes up for you in certain areas of your life or certain emotions more than others. Go back and listen to episode 43 where I talked to you about being able to identify emotions. That might help you with this work as well. So your homework for this week is to go through that list of decisions that you made and identify the emotions that come up for you around making the decision for the boundary that was set and how you felt after setting that boundary. And I want to note here too that a lack of a decision is also a decision. I know you've heard that before, but please don't let that sidetrack you into not doing your homework or trick you. Pay attention to those areas as well where you feel like you weren't making a decision, because that truly was making a decision, even if it is to delay making the decision until a later date. That in and of itself is a decision. Okay, sweet soul. If you are not already a member of my free Facebook group, please come and join us. The link to join is in the show notes. You'll be able to deepen and the learnings that you're getting here on the podcast and also do some of the work with some help from the group and from me. It's an incredible, encouraging community full of high achieving women just like you and I. We're there to support and uplift one another. I would so love to have you there. Again, the link to join is in the show notes. And make sure you do your homework this week, sweet soul, because we're going to continue this next week and you're going to want to have this homework done in order to do the next steps next week. That's all I've got for you today, and I can't wait to chat with you more next week about boundaries, sweet soul. Take care. Hey friend, thanks for being here. Did today's episode help you feel more in control of your anxiety? Did it inspire you to rest or relax? Or maybe it challenged you to really look at why anxiety is a part of your life? If so, I'd love to hear from you. If you would take 30 seconds, pause this episode, scroll down in Apple Podcasts, and leave me a review, I would be so grateful. See you next week. Disclaimer, I am not a medical professional and this podcast is not providing therapy or medical treatment. Contents of the podcast are for informational purposes only and are not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your healthcare provider with your health questions and concerns.